In his books Hallucinations and the Mind Eye, famous physician and novelist Oliver Sacks discusses hallucinations and their relationship to the psyche. He describes how hallucinations may occur in a wide range of neurological ailments, including migraines, sleep difficulties, and mental illnesses. According to Sacks, hallucinations are not always an indication of mental illness, but rather the brain's attempt to make sense of a dearth of sensory information. He also claims that comprehending hallucinations can provide insight into the workings of the brain and mind. In summation, Oliver Sacks contends that hallucinations are a window into the brain's adaptability and creativity rather than an indication of sickness. Oliver Sacks writes about a patient named Mrs. Ock in one of his case studies. She was an elderly woman suffering from Charles Bonnet syndrome, a disorder that creates visual hallucinations in those who have lost their vision. Mrs. Ock's vision had been deteriorating owing to macular degeneration, and as a result, she began seeing vivid hallucinations of people and landscapes. Mrs. Ock was first terrified by the hallucinations and believed she was going insane. However, as she began to describe them to her doctor, she understood that they were not real and were caused by her visual loss. She claimed that her hallucinations were most vivid while she was seated or lying in bed, and that they frequently included individuals, and settings from her past. She characterized the figurines as incredibly realistic and lifelike, and she stated that they frequently moved and interacted with one another. Mrs. Ock's hallucinations, according to Sacks, were a mechanism for her brain to make sense of her limited visual information. By forming vivid and realistic pictures, the brain attempted to compensate for the loss of sight. Sacks also noticed that Mrs. Ock's hallucinations were frequently important to her, providing her with solace and a sense of connection to her history. He saw this as a clear demonstration of the brain's flexibility and ingenuity in the face of hardship. As you see, even people who are thought to be mentally well might have hallucinations. These are known as normal hallucinations, and they can be produced by a variety of circumstances, including exhaustion, stress, and certain drugs. Sleep deprivation and jet lag, for example, can create hallucinations, as can migraine headaches, which can cause visual hallucinations. Some people may also have hallucinations that are seen as religious or spiritual experiences. While some forms of hallucinations may be deemed natural, they can nonetheless be disturbing for the individual experiencing them. It is critical to get professional care if someone is having hallucinations and is distressed by them.